I'm Sherry Sturman, Director of Crayola Education, and we're excited to launch a new series, Creative Spa for Teachers, to help everyone who educates children rejuvenate, refresh, and rekindle your creative spirit. Educators are so busy taking care of others that it's important to find the time to pause, celebrate yourself, and enjoy creative experiences that re-energize you. I'm delighted to introduce today's guest, Ella Dufresne, who's an artist and an art therapist. Ella, we're thrilled to have you join us on this exciting launch of our new series. You're an expert on using art to evoke peaceful states and to re-energize people. Let's start by explaining the role of creativity and self-expression as part of self-care.
Thank you, Sherry, and thank you so much for having me. For me, creativity is really one of our most primitive forms of self-expression and communication. Humans have been using art to express themselves, to communicate, even to create utilitarian objects since the beginning of time. So to me, it really just makes sense that art would be therapeutic and that it would be used not just in therapy, but in our regular lives as a way of reducing stress, reducing anxiety, and just helping us express our feelings and anything that we're going through without needing to be an artist, right? Because a lot of people tend to shy away from their creativity because they think, well, I'm not good at making art. And I am here to let you know that it doesn't matter. You can still experience the joys of making art. You can still experience the benefits of making art. And we should not deprive ourselves from this joy because we don't think that we're good at it.
There's some myths out there that self-care once in a while is enough, or if you do a meditation session, that good feeling is going to stick around forever. And Ella, I love the way you explain that self-care and meditation are never these quick fixes that can instantly repair weeks or months worth of exhaustion, like it would be an instant inoculation. Help our viewers envision what a routine of creative well-being practices might look like and how they could regularly use the ideas that you're going to share so they get some rhythm into their lives with these restorative practices.
I like to think of the therapeutic art making process as a form of mental hygiene. Just like we get up and we brush our teeth every day and we take a shower and, clean our clothes and all these things that we do to maintain our physical appearance and our hygiene, it's the same thing with our minds. And, we do tend to get stuck in patterns of resisting, pushing away, or numbing our feelings without allowing ourselves the time to kind of sit with them, to be mindful about them, to allow ourselves to be in the present moment without needing to judge or label our emotions, but really allowing ourselves to express and to feel them. And this is something that to me is a daily ritual. I don't necessarily make art every single day, but I do have a daily meditation practice. And it's really just a check-in with yourself, because when we're on the go all the time and we're constantly doing, and completing the to-do list, we can sometimes be avoiding or kind of, suppressing some emotions and some feelings. And over time, we burn out, which is why it's so important to have a daily practice, whether it be art making, whether it be, meditation, which to me, they're both the same. Art making, dancing, whenever we enter these flow states, we are in a state of being in the present moment, and we are in a meditative state. And so using art, using movement, using music, right? It could even be culinary arts. Maybe some people out there have a passion for cooking. Cooking is very creative. Whatever it may be, I think it's important to remember that it has to be a practice. It has to be something that we create a ritual, doing it every day and becoming aware of when we are getting stuck in those patterns of reacting, pushing away, numbing, resisting before we burn out.
We wanted to launch the Creative Spa for Teachers in May because May is Teacher Appreciation Month. It's a time when students, families, communities give teachers lots of cards, free coffee, and an extra dose of kindness. But appreciation is not just those tangible gifts that others give. Appreciation is this mindset that's deeply rooted in how we value ourselves and see our self-worth. Ella, please explain that connection between appreciation and gratitude and self-love.
Yeah, I think, teachers, especially teachers, are givers, right? And they give so much to the world and they're constantly just pouring their hearts out. And, yes, there are those tangible gifts and these things that they receive in return. And there are ways that we can show our appreciation, by gifting or doing something kind for someone else. But I think that the most important part here really is that as givers, as teachers, even as a therapist, sometimes we forget to give back to ourselves to fill our cups up, and we oftentimes find ourselves pouring from an empty cup. And and that is where the burnout starts to settle in. And so that's why I just think it's so important that we nourish ourselves with love and shower ourselves with appreciation and gratitude. Multiple studies have shown that just expressing gratitude for 5 minutes in the day or before you start your day can significantly increase your mood. The mind is very good at judging and criticizing ourselves. We can be very hard. Sometimes we're our hardest critic. It's important to be able to redirect those thoughts and to, know when they're kind of taking over, and to be able to transform those thoughts into positive words. It's so important that we uplift and empower ourselves. The more that we uplift ourselves, the more that our light is going to shine onto the world, and that we will be able to uplift others, because people can feel that. People can feel that energy. And you'll see in the art activity that we're going to do today that we will be working with positive affirmation and giving ourselves some love.
I know our viewers are really eager to get into that art experience. So show us what you have in mind.
So today, what we will be creating is a self-love mandala. And mandala basically means circle in Sanskrit. And the circle is thought to represent wholeness, the universe or the earth, completion of a cycle. It's very much a sacred symbol that is used also for meditation, for mindfulness. The shape of the circle in itself is a very containing form. So when we work within the circle, it can help us to feel centered, to feel calm, to feel relaxed. So that's why we're going to be working with the circle today. And we will be using the washable paintbrush pens. We'll be using the signature blending markers and the crayon pencils, which I love so much because they just give you, you can really hold them with your hands. So let me get a new paper up here. All right. So one of my practices for before I begin an artwork is to just ground myself with a little short meditation to get ourselves here in this space, and then we'll start the art making. So I invite everyone to just go ahead and find a comfortable seated position. Wherever you are right now, allow yourself to just arrive. Oftentimes, our bodies are physically in a place, but our minds are elsewhere. So just take your time to allow yourself to be here, to be in this space. And if you feel comfortable, you can go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to go ahead and take 3 cleansing breaths, and those are deep inhales through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. So go ahead and take a deep inhale and exhale. One more time, deep inhale And exhale. Last time, deep inhale through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth. Allowing ourselves to arrive here in this moment in time. I want you to just notice any sensations in the body. Starting to notice if you're holding any tension in any part of your body, perhaps your shoulders. You may want to shrug them up, down, to release some of the tension in your shoulders and just let them drop down. Breathing in and out through the nose, steady breaths. Noticing if you're holding any tension in between your eyebrows. Sometimes we tend to frown without noticing, releasing that tension. And noticing if you're clenching your jaw right now, releasing that tension as well. And just allowing your body to melt into this moment. Breathing in and out through the nose. Noticing if any thoughts are coming into your mind right now. Just acknowledge them. No need to judge them, criticize them. Just acknowledge the thoughts and return your focus to your breath. Just feeling your belly expand with every inhale. And whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and blink your eyes open. And now we shall begin the art making. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to grab your crayon pencils, and you can grab any color that calls to you, any color that is resonating with you right now. And we're actually going to take a deep inhale, right? And as we exhale, we're going to create a circle. It does not have to be perfect. It does not have to be a perfect circle. Just allow your hand to create the circle shape as you exhale. So take a deep inhale and exhale. All right, so as you can see, my circle is not perfect and it's totally okay. So for the next part of this activity, I just want you to think about all the beauty in the world, right? The world truly is a beautiful place, but also sometimes the world can be a little bit loud, right? It can be a loud place and it can be overwhelming at times, especially as teachers in the times that we've been in. So I'd like you to take a moment to reflect on some of those uncomfortable feelings, thoughts that have been arising for you in these times, taking a moment to honor those feelings and to write them down inside of your circle. So just take a couple minutes, and the words can overlap. They don't have to be perfect. You're just going to kind of scribble the words as they flow through your mind. Anything that may be worrying you recently or causing you some stress or anxiety, okay? So for that, I'm going to be taking my washable paintbrush pens, and I'm personally going to be using the green and the blue because that signifies the earth for me. But you can choose any color you want. So I am just quickly writing the words down as they come to mind. Any thoughts or feelings that have been causing me anxiety or any types of fears that you're experiencing? And as you can see, I'm kind of scribbling on top of the other words. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just allowing the words to flow like a stream of consciousness. And once you've filled your circle with these words, and you can take your time, it might take you a little bit longer. You're going to want to grab some water and a paintbrush, because we are going to wash away all of these words that have been troubling us and that have been in our minds. And of course, like Sherry mentioned, as we spoke about before, this is not a quick fix, right? It's not automatically going to make everything go away. But for this moment, we are going to allow ourselves to wash these feelings away. Okay, to just imagine that, visualize that, and actually do it. Okay, so whenever you're ready with your paintbrush, you will just go ahead and add the water. It's probably easier to do it on a flat surface. I'm doing it this way so that you all can see. And there's really no wrong or right way to do this. Try to do this from a place of non-judgment. There won't be a critique after. You're not getting graded. So as you can see, the words are starting to blend and wash away with these amazing washable markers. I really love them. And it's kind of giving us this beautiful watercolor effect. So also the idea of turning something negative into something beautiful and something positive. All right, I'm feeling pretty satisfied with the effects. I'll show you all a little bit closer. As you can see, all the words are gone. And it's got this really cool wash, really cool watercolor look. Kind of reminds me of the earth. And for our next and final step, we are now going to envelop our beautiful mandala with positive affirmations, positive words that we want to use to reinforce ourselves. And sometimes this can be a little bit challenging. We're usually pretty good at criticizing ourselves, but we're not as good at pointing out our qualities and our strengths, which I know that everyone here watching, especially if you're a teacher, you are an incredible human. So sometimes it helps to think about the qualities that maybe perhaps other people have said to you, some of the positive things that people have said about you. And go ahead and write those things down around your mandala. You can do it any way you'd like, actually. There's no wrong or right. As you can see here, I chose to do mine going around the circle. And for this one, I'm going to be using the signature blending markers and alternating colors because I just love the colorful effect. So I'm going to go ahead and start to write my positive affirmations around my mandala. So just to share some of the things that I'm writing, I am love, I am worthy, I am grateful, I am making a change, I am essential, I matter, I am worthy of happiness, and I am grounded. And you can really keep going if you want. You can go all around the circle. And if you are feeling kind of like you're feeling a little stuck on your positive affirmations, call a friend, call a partner, ask a student. Maybe go back and look at the cards that people have written to you and the words that they've said to you, because they're all true. And sometimes it's hard for us to see it in ourselves, but the world can see the amazing work that you're doing and how incredible and how much it matters.
Wow, Ella, that was such an incredible experience, so immersive. Your voice was so soothing, the meditation was so beautiful and calming. And I love what you wrote around your art, around the mandalas. The messages really speak to teachers, right? Because teachers are making a difference and the work is so essential. And the people that they are inside really reflect that caring, that radiating of light. So thank you so much for this. As participants, the viewers finish their art, it's wonderful if we could see it. So please post your artwork in the comments section of this video. We would love to see how you're feeling and your affirmation statements. And also want to remind you that if you want to be updated on future Creative Spa for Teacher sessions and all of the Cradle programs, please sign up for our e-newsletter. Great ideas for yourself and for your students that will come to your email box every month. So Ella, a lot of parents and teachers always think about how to bring an experience to children. So they just had this great meditative and art making experience with you, but you know what's going through their minds. They want to translate this appreciation and self-love experience to kids. So can you give us some tips for that?
One of my favorite activities that I do with the kids to empower them is the I am collage. And so what I'll do is I'll have them write I am in the center and, you know, kind of like decorate the words, decorate the letters, embellish them with different colors. And then to look through magazines for words that represent their positive qualities and their strengths. So sometimes it's hard for us to come up with the words ourselves. So it helps to have like books, magazines where they can like, you know, see the word like, aha, healthy, you know, yes, I am healthy. I'll give you all another one of my favorite ones, which is the strength coils. That's for all my art teachers that are working with clay, and even any teacher can do this. You know, you can do it with Model Magic, which is a great material that's not very messy. I've done it a lot with the smaller kids, the little ones. And what you do is you roll out a coil, right? Like a snake. You roll a few of them out, right? And then each one represents a strength or a quality. It's actually like a coil pots, right? So you want to create a base for it with the clay by like smushing it down, creating a flat surface, and then starting to build using the coils. And so little by little, it'll build up, build up, build up, and you'll have like a vase or a bowl. And then it's just a beautiful way for them to also hold their positive affirmations in there. Maybe they can write things down on a sheet of paper, and or maybe the class could write positive affirmations on the paper and put them in the bowl, and then in the morning they can just pick one out and look at it and be reminded. Would you like me to share one more?
Yes, of course.
Okay, I really love this. Is really one of my favorite ones. It's called Secret Friend. And I'll have the classmates basically all write their names on a little sheet of paper. Then we put them in a big bowl. We, shake it up, and each student has to choose another student's name, which is their secret friend. And throughout the class, they have to either write something or create something about their secret friends that represents their positive qualities or the things that they love about them and things that they've noticed about them. At the end of the session, at the end of the group, they have to present it to their secret friends as a gift to show their appreciation for the other person. It's just such a beautiful experience of giving, receiving, and feeling seen, feeling heard, feeling appreciated. Students are struggling too, and it just creates such a beautiful sense of unity.
Love that. Great ideas. And that last one, I can see why it's one of your favorites. It creates a connection. And that's the beauty of art. It really does help connect us. Ella, you are an amazing art therapist. You've helped so many people find their strengths and awaken their creative voice. What remarks would you like to close with as an inspiration so people continue to reflect on this positive feeling that they're having right now and come back to this place remembering about their self-love?
Creativity is about also accessing our inner child. And I like to tell people to go back and talk to that inner child and try to remember what that child loved to do. The simple things that really brought us joy that we used to love doing as a child that we may have stopped doing now because we're grown up. Little things that sparked joy for you, and to just do them. We kind of get cut off from our creativity, and we get cut off from our inner child because of the hustle and bustle of daily life. And we got to pay bills, and we have to work and take care of our own children. Allow your inner child to come out and play and laugh, dance, create. We say in French, joie de vivre. It's the joys of life. Keep that light shining.
Access the inner child. Come as you were with that joy and that playful spirit. Beautiful. We would love to thank Ella Dufresne for inspiring us today. These were fantastic ideas. You really put us into such a positive, appreciative mindset. And we'd like to thank all of the participants who've joined us today. Stay well, stay strong, and take care of your creative self.
Thank you so much for joining us today, everyone. And I really hope that this activity will help to spark a light and to allow you to continue creating and exploring your own intuitive and inner creative genius. Please keep in touch. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram at elladufresne.art. I would love to hear from you, and I would also love to see what you created today.
Bye-bye.